Yo, YouTube, what is up? We are back again with another tips and tricks video for you guys, and this time we're gonna be talking about how to make stubs. I've had a ton of people come to my chat asking, hey man, how are you making stubs? What are we doing this year? What's the easiest way to do it? And I've got some of the best ways for you guys to do it. We're gonna start with some simpler ways to do it, but we're gonna get, more comprehensive as we can go. The bigger it goes, the more subs you can make, but it does take a little bit more time to do stuff. So as always, guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Please do subscribe as well. We're gonna have something big at the end too, so make sure you guys stay to the end. That'll be the biggest thing you guys can do to make stuff, so make sure you guys stay to the end. But let's get into it. All right, we're gonna start with the main menu, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the first things we can do to make subs in this game. Kind of the more the simpler things you guys can do, just playing the game and making subs that way. The first thing we're gonna look at is daily moments. This is something you can do every single day. You don't get stubs from the moment, but you get these little reward tokens that you can use. And through this one, got 3,500 subs. You got a bunch of packs from it. So this is something you can do every day. Super easy moments. You're just like, get a hit, get a strikeout, something super easy. So nothing hard to do. Easy way to make subs. Next, we head into the actual bigger moments. So you click into here. There are so many moments you guys have been doing right now, and I bet that a ton of you guys have not finished all of these. These are something that are super easy to do, just like the daily moments. They take a little bit of time, a little bit more time, with all these moments that you have in here. But again, they are super easy. They're not hard to do at all. Again, this is a great way to make stubs. You can make, a decent, if you do all these, probably 20K from it. And, if you sit down and do these, probably won't take too long at all. So another great way to make stubs. Next, we're going to talk about Showdown. So if you don't know what Showdown is, just another little thing you guys can do. All you do is draft the team, you do all these little moments, and you face a final boss, and then kind of just do it from there. So if you go into first thing, Showdown. So it does cost 500 subs to enter this one. But if we go over these little mini moments right here, each one of these is 300 stubs. And what I always say is just to skip to the end once you get past the three. We go all the way to the end. We have 1,000 stubs we made. So if you do this, you can get this done within 10 to 15 minutes. I actually have a video about this. It's super easy to do. That's 800 subs right off the bat. You do that 6 times in an hour. That's, that's a good amount right there. Nothing too bad. Not hard at all. Pretty easy to do. Next, we talk about Conquest. So if you guys know what Conquest is, I had a video about this as well, but it's just a map that you try to conquer, take over all the territories, just like the game of Risk. So today we actually had a new map come out, and with these maps, we have all these different goals. So each one of these goals has stubs tied to them. So, again, these are nothing too hard to do. They're pretty easy to do. And then within each map, there's always hidden rewards, whether it's stubs, XP, or more packs. So that's another way to make a ton of stubs. Always super easy to do. They're a little bit more time consuming doing Conquest, but again, the rewards are very good with it. Next, we're going to be talking about collections. So once you go into collections, there's all these starter collections, which have some sort of stubs tied to them. These ones are, they're silly easy to do. Most of you guys by now probably have all these things done. So make sure you guys go into your collections to do this starter one. There's also all these other collections as well. You can go into them. Each one of them has, some sort of stub count towards them. So, if you get a lot of these things for any of this stuff, whether it's uniforms, it's stadiums, this goat thing, you got legends and flashbacks, you have the live series as well. All these things get stubs. Again, this is something that kind of organically you just get through the game. But also you can buy these cards to complete this collections as well. But again, it's kind of just something organically you get through the game. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is your inventory. So in your inventory, we have players, we have equipment and perks, we got sponsorships, we got unlockables, we got So first off, we have our players. So if you go into here, you can see the biggest thing we want to do is just be selling our duplicates. Again, right here, I got Ryan Mountcastle. He's going for 300. I'm going to sell him for 330 stubs. So right there off the rip, that's 297 stubs we just got from that sale. Those are super easy. Just go ahead, go through duplicates, sell everything. That's what I usually do. You can hold on to some players if you're, investing in some players. But again, just selling your duplicates doesn't really matter. You guys can get through this pretty easily. Next, we have our equipment. Our equipment goes for a ton of stubs, especially if you're not using a cap. These things can go for a ton of stubs. Let's see if I can find a bat here. This bat's going for 11,000 stubs. That's just an easy sale right there. If you're not using a cap, again, go ahead and do that. It's the same thing with your perks as well. You can sell these things. These things flip like crazy, which is something I'll talk to you guys about in the end. But yeah, these things are super easy to do as well. Sell duplicates, or you can even just sell them straight up because most likely you're probably not going to use them. Sponsorships are another thing that you use with franchise. You don't need any of these. Go ahead and sell these. Unless you're playing franchise, go ahead and keep them. But again, if you're not doing franchise, go ahead and get rid of them as well. Unlockables, again, another thing that, unless you're using a cap, you don't really need to use. And these things can go for about 1,000 stubs, you know, depending on the diamond and what else. I mean, there's a lots of stubs left with these things, especially with the duplicates. If you get a lot of these selling duplicates, I mean, you're making 5 to 10,000 subs off these things. And we have stadiums again. I mean, you don't need these stadiums. I got 5 right here. I can sell those for 130. That's 5 right there. I mean, that's almost 500 subs right off the bat right there. So again, you guys should be having a ton of stadiums, so that's pretty easy to do. Again, easy way to make stubs. Okay, now we're gonna get into the tougher things. They're not really hard at all, but there's something that will take a little bit more time off your hands. That way you're just working the market. We're getting stubs from that, and it's something you can do while you're working the market, but you're also playing the game. So I mean, I like to do is put in orders, go play the game, come back and just keep redoing it. Again, it's not really hard to do, but it is a little bit more time consuming, but it is very rewarding in the end. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the marketplace. We're gonna go to MLB players. We're gonna look at our margin. So if you guys have not really touched the marketplace yet, there is always a buy now and a sell now for a card. So that way, if we just say we go to Mike Trout really quick, I can go ahead and buy Mike Trout for the full price of 363,480 stubs. Or if I want to, I can go ahead, put in a buy order and try to buy him for 342,501 stubs. So that's kind of the key thing in flipping. Not that we're gonna be flipping Mike Trout right here, but we want to put in buy orders that are not the full price of what the card's actually worth. So in doing this, we're actually not paying the full price, and we can go ahead and go back and sell that card again. So we're going to start out with some cards that I like to flip. These are cards that usually, you know, go pretty quick. They're not hard to do. We're going to start out with, again, you can filter out these overall. So a decent way to start here, we can start with our silver. So we go to silver. Again, this is not something you're gonna make a ton of subs off of, but it is a little bit of a filter you guys can do within each flip. So if we go here, we're gonna go ahead and filter that between 75 and 79, because that's what our overall for silvers is. Go ahead and do that. So looking at these buy now and sell now orders, obviously they're not a ton of difference, right? They're not a big difference, but they are. You know, if you put in enough of these orders, you can make a decent amount off these cards. So if we go look at this, like right here, Rhys Hoskins, you know, that's about 200 some stubs you're making from that flip right there. Not bad at all. I mean, obviously not great, not a big reward from it, but I mean, silver cards are very doable right here, you know, 150 around that. So, you know, just remember these cards are there as well, but they're not the ones I usually do, but they are a pretty good investment. Okay, next we're talking about our gold players, and these are the ones that I usually like to do. These are the ones that usually flip like crazy, and you put enough orders in. I mean, you can make, if you're really working the market, you can make 40 to 50K a day. I mean, if you're really invested in this, you can get through this pretty quick. So we're gonna go ahead and go between our two overalls of what golds are, 80 to 84, and now we're gonna look at these nice splits. So if we're looking at Hunter Bishop right here, right now, you can buy him. You can make buy order for 4,165 stubs, and he's selling for 5,190. Well, 5,197 now. So if we get that card, we can go ahead and flip him for less. It'll be less than 1,000, because each time you sell something on the market, there'll be a 10% tax listed on it. So it is about 1,000, maybe a little bit more than 1,000 stubs, but you take the 10%, so it's going to be around like 900 some stubs. But again, if you can sell these cards like crazy and you keep flipping them, they are going to go insane. So what we want to do is we want to look for these big margins. So right here, look at Shane Baz. That's about 1,500 give or take stubs. Again, 10% will be 150 taken off of that. So that's 1,350 stubs. So, I mean, that's a pretty good flip right there. And these prospects, again, right now, as I'm talking, the new program just came out, and you have to use these for collections. So these things are flipping like crazy because everybody's trying to buy these. So if we keep putting buy orders in for these things, we're going to make a lot of stubs. So not only are flashbacks good, but live series cards are usually pretty good as well. They have died down a little bit since launch, but that's just kind of how it goes. Ozzy Albies, nice little 600 right there. Again, maybe around 600 for Trey Turner. Let's see what else we have here. 500, you know, that's not a great one right there. But again, these flashback cards are really going for a decent amount right now, and those are the cards you really want to start flipping, and that's a good way to make a lot of stubs. There are a ton of those right now. Like, look at this, Brandon Shoemake. That's 2,000. That's 1,000, high 1,900 worth of stubs right there, and that's an easy flip. I mean, all you do is put in a buy order, go get it. You'll sell it to, then you go ahead and sell it for the full price. So again, super easy. These are pretty easy ones to do. These are ones I like to stick with. The golds are the way to go, at least in my opinion. They have the fastest way of selling, and they have decent profit margins. We talked about the silvers where they sell pretty fast as well, but the profit margins aren't very big. Golds sell quick as well. The profit margin a little bit better. And then we can go ahead and talk about diamonds. I don't usually flip diamonds at all, but it is something you can do. Okay, now we're looking at diamonds again. These ones are a little bit tougher to flip, and you do have to have some stubs to be able to do this. We're gonna take a look at, let's see if we can find one that's decent right here. So like, look at these splits. So right here is about 4,000 in stubs. Again, they don't sell as quick, but you do make a better profit off these, and you do have to have, you know, a decent amount of stubs to be able to do this. I usually don't flip diamonds. I don't think it's worth the time and the effort. But if you want to, you definitely can. I probably wouldn't. I would stick to golds if you can. I would definitely do that. They do have good margins, but again, they do take a little bit of time to sell. The next item we're talking about and what to flip is your equipment. Equipment is actually something that sells really quick, and we're gonna go ahead and stick with the golds for right now. If we take a look at this glove, I mean, that's, you know, about 800, 900 profit right there, and these things sell really quick. So equipment is really a really good thing to invest in as well. They flip pretty crazily. If we can look at some decent margins right here, that's not too bad. The Nike Alpha glove, the Trinity batting gloves aren't bad at all. We just gotta keep it low right here. That's almost 1,000 subs right there. This one's over 1,000, and these things sell pretty quick. Again, equipment flies pretty fast. Again, we're just trying to look at profit margins that we think, you know, we can make a decent amount of stubs off of. Usually try to go above 800. That's kind of like my give or take right there. But equipment is one thing that is super good. I mean, it sells pretty quick. Everybody's always buying this stuff. I don't know why, but they fly out the market like crazy. Now we're going to be talking about perks. Now, in the beginning of MLB Show 21, these things had some crazy profit margins. I'm talking about at least 2,000 stubs. They have died down quite a bit, but again, there's something that still sell pretty quick. They're not hard to do at all. We can look at a decent one, right? Look at that. That's about 800, 900 subs right there. Again, about 700 subs. So, I mean, these things sell pretty quick as well. We're just trying to look for those good profit margins. Again, put in the buy order, then you go ahead and sell it for what the actual buy now price is. So these ones, again, are pretty good. These were really glitched in the beginning, and they have really died down. I think a lot of people have found out on those. So not as great anymore, but still a great way to make a profit margin. Okay, so the last thing, and the thing that I think is making the most stubs right now, is actually a glitch in the game, which has been shown throughout a ton of other videos as well. But again, it's a great way to make stubs if you guys want to level up really quick and you guys want to make a ton of stubs. And it has to do with your Road to the Show player. So we're going to go ahead, pop into Road to the Show really quick, pull up our guy. So if you guys can tell, we're going to go to my ball player, go to loadout defaults. And then if you press square right here, you can go ahead and view the program. So right now I have mine up to a gold, and these things are super easy to get done. I'll talk about what you guys need to do for that. So for this program, you have Road to the Show missions. You know, you have a ton of these missions. They're not hard to do, but there are a ton of them. There is Diamond Dice missions as well. So if you are playing offline, maybe doing Conquest, maybe doing versus CPU, go ahead, throw your created player in there as well, because this is something you can grind while you're doing it. But there is a very big glitch with this, and this is what I'm going to get into and how you guys make a ton of stubs. So looking at these Road to the Show missions, you know, there's quite a bit of stuff in each one of these, and they can take quite a bit of time. I mean, 120 hits, 70 hits, stolen base, 100 assists, 100 putouts, you know, that could take a little bit of time, but there is a very quick way to do this, and I'm going to show you guys what you can do right here. Okay, we're actually going to head back into Diamond Dynasty. I'm going to show you guys what you need to do for this stub glitch. Okay, we're going to go over to our managed squad, and we're going to find our created player. Now, this is kind of hard to do. I don't know, for whatever reason, they make it super hard to try to find a created player. I don't know why it's like that. It's not always going to show up in your position, so just make sure you guys are filtering out, trying to find your player. Right now, I did have mine on my little created, my little BR team that I've been using. But what you're going to do is you're going to put him first in your order, okay? Make sure you put him first in the order. We're going to back out. We're going to go to play, single player modes, and we're going to go into play versus CPU. Make sure that you are the away team. We're going to go play against the Orioles. We're going to go ahead and load into this game really quick. Just play right there. Looks good. And we make sure you have your created player batting first in this game. Okay, now that we're loaded to the game, this is all you have to do for this part of this portion of the video. All we're going to do is go ahead and bunt. You just have to get one plate appearance. So that's why we're making sure he's going first. We'll get the bunt down right there. He'll get out. Boom. And then guess what? We're just going to quit out of this really quick. Just like that, super easy, nothing more to do for that. Okay, after you're done with that, we're gonna go back to our home page, go back to Road to the Show. We're gonna enter right into this. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and go into play next game. Skip over that really quick. We're gonna skim over that one as well. We want to be playing a full game, so right here we're gonna go ahead and press play game. We're gonna activate our loadout, and we're gonna load into this game right here. Okay, after you load into the game, all we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our next appearance. We're gonna click O, that way it just cycles through it. And we're gonna go ahead and cycle to the end of the game. Again, click O for it to go a lot faster. And just like that, we're done with the game. We're gonna go ahead and return to the clubhouse. All right, now that we're back at the clubhouse, we're gonna go back to my player. We're gonna go to my ball player. We're gonna go to loadout. Now, if you guys remember, I had nothing done for Road to the Show, right? There's not one thing done yet. We're gonna go into this and look at this. Go to Road to the Show missions, and look at that. We have 5 player appearances. We have 1 hit. We got a put out. We got another hit right there, and we got 1 put out right there. So, for whatever reason, right now there's a glitch in the game doing this, and you can just keep simming throughout your entire career if you want to, and then you just keep getting these missions done. And each time you get these missions done, we go ahead, look at, there's 400 subs right there. You get these perks and you get this gold equipment, which again, you can just sell these super quick. They're easy to do. Get more subs right there, and then you get a ton of XP from this. So if you guys have not known with the first inning program, this is a great way to get XP. It's a glitch for right now. As I'm recording this, it's on 427. I'm not sure how long it will be in the game, but it is something you guys can do to make a lot of stubs, especially if you're selling that diamond equipment. There's endless amount of stubs there. So this is probably the best way to make stubs right now, because it is the glitchiest way as of right now. All right, that should be the end of the video. That is a great way to make stubs all throughout MLB Show 21. There are different ways. There are ways just like playing Showdown, Conquest, all this stuff, up to the tougher ways with working the market, you know, buying, flipping cards. They're not hard. There is a little bit more time put into it. And then lastly, you have the Road to the Show glitch, which is probably the easiest thing to do. Doesn't take a bunch of time, but you are going to be just simming there and just sitting there for a long time. But it is a great way to get XP and stubs. So whatever one you guys choose, I guarantee you guys make a lot of stubs. This is what I've been doing, and I have about half the collections done so far. So hopefully within the next, couple weeks or so, I'll get the collections done and I can be done with it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please leave a like. Please do subscribe as well. And I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one. Peace out.